whispers in unity. My, oh my, it's the way it should be. My, oh my, I'm so happy it's Sunday. My very own Unity Day. I'm here, I belong with all of my family. At Unity, that's the way it should be. At Unity, that's the way it should be.
Good morning. Oh, that was pretty good. You're all ready. My, oh my, that's the way it should be. Good morning to everyone here at our building at 501 Nelson Street, London, Ontario, Canada. Good morning to everybody on Zoom. And hello to you if you're watching this much later on YouTube. And if you're ever in the beautiful city of London, Ontario, Canada on a Sunday, you ought to drop by. We have a lot of fun. Brought this device up with me to remind myself, to remind you. If you have your phone with you, we would greatly appreciate it if you would turn down your noises so it doesn't interrupt anyone during song, meditation, listening to the talk, whatever might be going on when your phone goes off. So we're so grateful to be here together. We've got a few changes today. We're changing it up. Don't want to be bored. So let's see what the next slide is. Let's see what there we go. Oh, 5 basic principles. Nope, I clicked twice maybe. No. Welcome home. Okay, so we have, and it's easier for me sometimes with my bifocal contacts to look. So this is what we think of Unity of London. These are not necessarily, we have core values that are hanging around in the building, mostly in the bathroom. Well, because sometimes people are sitting there with nothing to think about, so. But, play, love, joy, clarity, abundance, evolving, peace, power, wholeness, truth, connection, radiance, curiosity, harmony, grace, wisdom. Curiosity is a great one. This is something new for me. Not that I haven't been curious all my life, but when something comes up, instead of responding or reacting, to get curious about why is this occurring? What can I learn from this? What is this here for me? So, some great words to talk about, I guess, it doesn't really describe unity, but it describes what we aspire to, the emotions and the things that we aspire to focus on every day as a unitic. Okay, let's try the next one. 5 basic principles. And I thought this was going to be really short. Like God is, I am, I create. But you can read it. Anyways, number 1, God is good and active in everything, everywhere. Principle number 2, I am naturally good because God's divinity is in me and in everyone. Principle 3, I create my experience by what I choose to think and what I feel and believe. Number 4, through affirmative prayer and meditation, I connect with God and bring out the good in my life. And number 5, I do and give my best, living the truth I know, I make a difference. Let's say that together. I make a difference. So be the change. You want to see something change? Change it within yourself, and you'll probably see more of that. By providing fellowship and education for spiritual seekers of all walks of life, we believe that we can coexist in a more peaceful and abundant way. We have prayer with a prayer chaplain today. So in the building, Dawn Brigulo is our prayer chaplain. So if you're looking for individual one-on-one prayer, you'll find Dawn hanging out by the orange steps, or she might already be in the prayer room waiting for somebody or with someone. But it's okay. You can line up. You can have as many prayers as you want. And if you're online, we have Wilda waiting to pray with anyone online that would like individual prayer. Da-da-da. Guess what, Jim? You're up again. My, oh my, that's the way it should be.
Well, that the new expression, shall we say, of the things we believe here really tie in nicely to the song. And I didn't. Well, I knew we were doing that, but I never thought about the two of them together. This actually is a tune that I did originally 4 or 5 years ago here, and it reminds us of the importance not just of saying the words, but of living the words. And he put that quite nicely. That this is who we have to be, right? This is what we have to do. So this is a tune about doing that, about living what you believe. Sometimes you go to church on Sunday and you leave there feeling fine, and then comes Monday morning and your life seems out of line. For the rest of the week it's all the same as you struggle right along. But if you don't want to live that way, then join me in this song. Everybody. I'm gonna live by the Spirit every day. Gonna live my faith in every way. From Sunday through to Saturday, shine the light and show the way. Live by the Spirit every day. That's good, I like that. Now Spirit gives us wisdom to know what we should do. It gives us courage to see any challenge through. It's up to us to be the very best that we can be. And make the choice and raise your voice and sing along with me. 'Cause I'm gonna live by the Spirit every day. I'm gonna live my faith in every way. From Sunday through to Saturday, shine the light and show the way. And live by the Spirit every day. There is so much that we can learn, and some that we can teach. The best way to a happy life is to practice what you preach. So buckle down and buckle up and let your heart be strong. Live the best life you can live. Join me in this song, 'cause we got to live by the Spirit every day. I'm gonna live my faith in every way. From Sunday through to Saturday, shine the light and show the way. Live by the Spirit every day. Let's do it once more. I'm gonna live by the Spirit every day. I'm gonna live my faith in every way. From Sunday through to Saturday, shine the light and show the way. Live by the Spirit every day. I'm gonna live by the Spirit every day. I'm gonna live by the Spirit every day. There you go. There's some words to live by there, too.
Now that's a great earworm. I can imagine waking up at 3 in the morning, I'm gonna live by the Spirit every day. If you're gonna have an earworm, you might as well have a good earworm. Prayer box, 1-800-NOW-PRAY. What's that mean? We have a prayer box up here. And well over 130 years ago, Unity was founded on affirmative prayer. And that's one way that we live by the Spirit every day, is to have affirmative prayer. Speak what we believe and what we want to realize and co-create with Spirit. But sometimes we'd like a little bit of help, or sometimes we have friends and family that need a little help to live by the Spirit every day. And so by putting their name, a person's name, or a number of people that you would like to have prayer for on one of the pieces of paper in the little basket behind the prayer box, and you put their name in the box, and those people will be prayed over for the next 30 days, or as long as the month lasts, and then we spend time, and then they're sent off to Unity worldwide. And so anyone can have that prayer. And all we need is a name, because Spirit does know what's best for the right and perfect outcome for all involved. And of course, if you want to have personal prayer with someone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, if you wake up at 3 in the morning and that earworm's going and I want prayer and I want somebody to pray for me, just call 1-800-NOW-PRAY and somebody will be waiting for you. Whether it's 3 in the morning, 3 in the afternoon, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's pretty cool that we've got that tower in Missouri with those wonderful beings waiting to pray for us, with us. And so now we'll go into prayer. So I invite you to close your eyes if you're comfortable doing so. Become comfortable in your seat and notice the chair supporting you. And as you have a couple of deep breaths, breathing in all the love in the room and all the goodness, and as you exhale, letting go of all that no longer serves you. And one of those things could be the busyness of the morning, whatever was going on to get you to this moment, or maybe you're going to think about what's happening after the service. It's all good. It'll all take care of itself. Really, all we have is now. And now at this moment, we that are here in this building and whoever can hear my words, we come together in prayer. We also hold in our prayer circle all the members and connections to Unity of London that can't be here today. We know that their spirit is with us. We also this month hold in prayer Unity Center of Winnipeg and the Unity Christ Center of Truth, which is in Etobicoke. We hold all spiritual gatherings that are happening today because we know there are many paths to the one and only God. And first and foremost, we hold ourselves in this space, noticing our heartbeat, our heart that just beats on its own. And when we're at peace, that heart beats with the pulse of the universe. And we just take a few moments and imagine all the hearts around the world beating with us. And every heart is filled with love. Sometimes the people that have that heart just don't understand. They may be lost in a trouble, worried about a sickness, fearful about money. But we are here to remind them that they are love, and with love all is possible. And we take a moment to imagine that world that's powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening, and that's the growth of consciousness. And so we know that someday, not too far in the distance, is a world where everyone does have a home. Everyone has food in their bellies, the clothing that they need, and we can live in peace. For we know we are all one. And so we pause for a few moments, and in the silence, we imagine people putting guns down, wars ending, and the world wrapping itself in one big hug as people hold hands all across the world. And through this week, those of us that have heard the words, aspire and will live by the word, live by the Spirit, and let us be led to all the good that is ours to receive. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. And now we have, I believe, Dawn coming up to read the daily word and introduce our speaker. Thanks, Dawn. When you're finished, you can just set it up.
Good morning. Today's daily word is prosperity. I focus on the goodness of God and I know prosperity. Sometimes I may worry, wondering if I'll have enough of what I need. If thoughts of lack and limitation arise, I lift my thoughts from the things of this world to the truth of God. I focus my mind on the richness of divine life within me. I feel calm and assured as I remember I live in the abundant universe, and I am heir to everything God is. Even when my worldly fortunes shift, I am abundant in spirit. As I align my thinking with divine mind in prayer, I become receptive to divine ideas that prosper me. I claim prosperity and feel empowered as I do. My prosperity stems from my oneness with God. I count my blessings, feel grateful, and trust with understanding faith that I have enough. They feast on the abundance of your house, and you give them drink from the river of your delights. So it says in Psalms 36, verse 8. Now, for the introduction of our speaker. Our licensed Unity teacher, Pauline, recently returned from British Columbia Island. Warmed by family gatherings and inspired by the Sunday service in Nanaimo and the prayer service at the Spiritual Center in Comox, Pauline is a past president of the Board of Directors of Unity of London, is a published author, certified communications and life coach, and is a workshop facilitator. For her message, Imagine Gently, we welcome Pauline Duncan-Thrasher to the pulpit.
Thanks, Dawn. Thank you very much, Dawn. What a joy it is to be here again, presenting a message that I absolutely believe in. The power of imagining gently. Gently. I don't know what that conjures in your mind, but as I shared with Jim this morning, every now and then, something comes to my mind at the last minute. And as I was having a shower and washing my hair, all of a sudden this song title came. Most of you will remember it. It was in the 70s, sold 1 million copies. Johnny Nash, I Can See Clearly Now. Don't worry, I'm not going to try and sing it. But I do want to share the words, the lyrics, because it really epitomizes the heart of this message. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Not always in Ontario, but figuratively. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's going to be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. I think I can make it now. The pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here's that rainbow I've been praying for. It's going to be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around. There is nothing but blue skies. Look straight ahead. Nothing but blue skies. Living that message is the key to happiness. Nature teaches us. Look at the motion of waves going out, coming back. We look at buds blossoming. We look at baby birds learning to fly. Those are all miracles of change. And that change is available to us through our power of imagination. I remember teaching and knowing exactly the time, because I could see the little glazed eyes and maybe looking up, maybe looking down. My students, my children, escaping into fantasy world. But it's not just children who do that. One of my favorite authors, Somerset Maugham, my favorite author in my 20s. I grew beyond Somerset Maugham at a time. But this is what he said. Imagination grows by exercise. And contrary to common belief, it's more powerful in the mature than in the young. Do you believe that? Do you believe that as we grow in wisdom and years, our capacity to imagine expands? It's not to say that young people cannot imagine, but it is to say that at whatever age you are, right this moment, you can imagine yourself out of poor me, frail me, weak me, sad me. All those are thoughts that you are saying to yourself. And you don't need to stay stuck in them. We know from Discover Your God-Given Potential, this little book that I've worn out practically, that imagination is based, we've heard it before, but it's worth saying again, in the body between the eyes. It's called our third eye. That eye that enables us to see beyond what our regular vision is. Poets, artists, musicians, writers, designers, sculptors, all have that capacity, and so do you, to see beyond. And Michelangelo was quoted as saying, "I saw the angel in the marble and carved until I set him free." Can you see the angel in yourself? When you look in the mirror, can you see the divine in you? Jesus said to Bartholomew, "You shall see greater things than these." What you are seeing now may be limited. It can be wider, more open. The book, The Quest, A Journey to Spiritual Rediscovery by the Jaffolas, is filled with wisdom, and I really do plan to teach it. I will try and arrange that people who take it can get credit, but I'm not sure when I can do that. But in the meantime, the Jaffolas talk about spirituality being our inner awareness of a higher presence. That's what makes it available to everyone. It doesn't matter what your religion might be. Here at Unity, we talk about spiritual growth, spiritual awakening. That vision that comes from within, that is like a eureka of a magician. Wow, I have divine presence within me. You are a part of God, not apart from God. I didn't make that up. The Jaffolas said that. Something to remember. They remind us in their quest that if you are not willing to change something, nothing can change. And that something might be your perspective of yourself. Your identification of yourself as feeble, old, weak, pitiful, sad, or wouldn't you feel happy if you perceived yourself as growing in strength, more open to joy, more resilient. That's imagination. Starts in your thinking. They also remind us that it's about evolution, not revolution. So in case you're thinking, I can't just go out and all of a sudden think I'm strong if I don't feel strong, you don't have to do it all of a sudden. In fact, you don't have to do it at all. You can do it, as Jim says in that awesome song, step by step. Or Nathan Aswell, one of our singers from a few years ago, little by little. Little by little. Stephen Covey reminds us, live out of your imagination, not your history. I'm going to say that again. Live out of your imagination, not your history. Not your history. Everybody who's open to fresh, brilliant ideas, discoveries, can make changes. And the positive writer Vincent Peale, do not build up obstacles in your imagination. In this book, and for some reason I kept being attracted to books that had the word miracle in them. Catherine Bro will be delighted to know that I actually looked at the miracle book that I'll refer to in a minute. This one is called The Miracle of Change. And it was collected by Dennis Foley, who had a very tumultuous coming awareness of his strength through going ups and downs. And in it, there's a story that I shared with Dawn just to practice ahead of time. And it was a man that was observed swimming in a river. Well, there's nothing strange about that, is there? A lot of people swim in the rivers. But this man was holding a rock in one hand and swimming with the other hand. Naturally, the rock was pulling him down. So some people who were standing by the pond, by the river, said, "Drop the rock." Kept swimming, holding on to the rock, trying his best to swim, and getting a little weaker each time. More people started to gather. "Drop the rock!" And he's starting to go lower and lower in the river. "Please, please drop the rock!" And just as he's sinking, he says, "I can't. It's mine." What rocks do you carry? We get very attached to our rocks, don't we? On the spiritual level, imagination is a means by which spirit communicates. It communicates the infinite powers and possibilities that are ours as children of God. A Course in Miracles, Catherine. It's been sitting on my shelf. My copy includes student text, teacher text, the whole works. And it's about this thick, and I almost brought it to say, "Look, Catherine, I didn't know she'd be here." However, for some reason, I've avoided that book. And for some reason, I'm being attracted to it again. This time to read it. So I started at the beginning. The subtitle, by the way, is Foundations for Inner Peace. Chapter 1, Principles of Miracles. And when we imagine gently, miracles happen. They had 50 points. I won't share them all. Miracles occur naturally as expressions of love. The real miracle is the love that inspires them. Miracles represent freedom from fear. How often is our rock our fear? Miracles are teaching devices for demonstrating it is as blessed to give as to receive. They simultaneously increase the strength of the giver and supply strength to the receiver. Another book, also with the word miracles in it, was a book by Marianne Williamson. It's a day-by-day set of quotations and prayers called A Year of Miracles. Marianne Williamson defines a miracle as a shift in thinking, a shift from fear to love. I saw an example of this when I was out west from my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law, Patrick, is loving, kind, rode his motorcycle from the West Coast to London last summer. That says a lot. Chuck, I know you'd appreciate that. He's not religious. And I don't know if he even recognizes his spirituality, but I sure did. Because his invitation to me to facilitate the graveside service, to be the graveside service for my mother-in-law, as he shared later, was because he was just too emotional. He invited all the family. And prior to the service, he invited his sister, Dan's twin sister, Diane. She refused to come. She has refused to speak to him for the last year. And then he invited my mother-in-law's grandson, Diane's sister. He said, "Nope, not coming. We're sticking by our mother." Now, my brother-in-law could have responded in anger, resentment, depression. None of those. He said, "I just have to let it go." That is spirituality in action. How often do we hold on, like that rock, to our resentment or anger that someone's not doing what we want them to do? Imagine gently. And I invite you, just for fun, to touch the chair you're sitting on, to feel that chair beneath your body. It's not just a chair. It's something that's holding you up right now. Be grateful for it. Think about your trip from your home to here today. Maybe somebody cut you off in traffic. Maybe it was you were mad because the barbecue wasn't on. Who knows? Lots of thoughts going through your head. Can you just for a moment in your imagination gently be happy that you arrived safely? Can you look around at the people beside you and gently say in your mind, "I'm so happy I'm with these people"? That is a shift. That is a gentle way of being grateful for something that is right now. The power of gentle imagination, a shift in our thinking. In day 253 in Marianne Williamson's book, she says this: "Today is the day I have prayed for. Every day offers me the miracle of life if I am open to receive it. Everyone offers me the miracle of love if I am open to receive it. Everyone offers me the miracle of love if I'm willing to bless them. Every moment offers me the chance to start over if I am open to the messages for me. Today is the day I have prayed for, a day of peace and blessing for everyone. Dear God, divine presence, inner source, may I live up to your creative genius within me. May I partner with you in co-creating a world of beauty and blessing for everyone. Use me that I might be of use. And so it is. In the coming week, coming days, consider how you can imagine gently to transform you. Next week it's called Imagine with Gusto. But so we're going to move from gentle to gusto. Let us now go into meditation. I invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Just breathe in this moment. Breathe in your awareness of love, of life, of opportunity, of the possibilities of imagination. Absorb the love, the light of divine presence flowing through you, flowing as you in this world. Reflecting in silence can be a challenge or a blessing. The meditative process is absolutely yours to deal with as you choose. In the next few moments, we're going to move into that silence. And you get to imagine gently yourself enjoying this time, relaxing into your chair, breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in gently, breathing out gently. If imagining a green meadow with flowers waving in the breeze, or beside the beach with waves whooshing in and out, if that helps you, do that. I'll let you know when our time will be completed. as we prepare to return, I invite you to gently imagine the transformation in your life of moving from grief to acceptance, from anger to peace, from judging yourself too critically to looking in that mirror and saying, I see divine presence in me. I see love, not fear. I see love. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
Thank you so much, Pauline. When we first saw your title, Imagine Gently, what do you mean by that? Catherine and I are kind of looking at each other, we best pay attention. And I loved how how Spirit spoke with you in the shower, gave you the song. I can see clearly now, and it is a great way of looking at how we can gently change. But and I think Catherine's with me, and maybe a few other people. I'm excited to hear about imagination with gusto. But this week we would be gentle with our imagination. And thank you so much for a job very well done. And you're back up, Jimmy. Another great song.
Well, we'll see about that.
I imagine that gently.
Pauline, you did it to me, you damn rascal, you. Hey, Pauline and I have some kind of a mental I don't know what it is, but it seems that every time she speaks, it's appropriate to what I'm feeling that day. I don't know what that's all about, but I'm very grateful for it. Also, this week now, on Thursday, I sent Pauline a note, and because I was trying to decide what songs to do, and I wanted to see if I had a song that would tie in with what her message was going to be. And she wrote me back right away and said, told me a little bit about what it was. And I was sitting at my computer, and I have a guitar right next to the computer all the time, because you just never know. And I'm reading her reply, and just out of the blue, absolutely out of the blue, it almost gives me the shivers to think about it, because it's almost like you've plugged into something. So I'm reading her thing, and suddenly this pops into my mind. I want to do better today than the day before. I thought, because she was talking about imagine gently, and that line just popped into my head, and I wasn't sure why. I wasn't sure entirely what it was going to lead to, but it led to a song, and I'm thinking, JJ, I hope that the song doesn't stray too far away from what Pauline's actual message is, because I didn't know exactly what she was going to talk about. And as I'm sitting here and she's talking, and I'm reminded of a discussion I had with my dad many years ago, and there were some stuff I wanted to do, and I don't even remember what it was now, but it was something I wanted to accomplish, and it was going to be a long, hard road to get there. And I said something to him, how do I do this, Dad? How do I don't know, I'm here and I want to be way over there. He said, son, you have to imagine where you want to be. And I said, okay, yeah, that makes sense, I can relate to that, but it's a long way. I'm having trouble imagining that distance. He said, no, son, all you have to imagine is where you're going to be tomorrow. And then the next day, and the next day, and eventually the next day, there you will be. So that did tie in quite nicely. The song tied in quite nicely. I want to be better today than the day before. I want to do better every way and more. Spirit, take my hand soul when we can't find the light. We have the strength within us to imagine better days. So listen to your still small voice, it will show the way. I wanna do better today than the day before. You can sing along if you want. I wanna do better every way and more and more. Spirit, take my hand and steer me to the promised land. I wanna do better today than the day before. We feel lost. Is it something within us or is it outside? Something that we never knew or something we denied. We have the strength within us to imagine better days. So listen to your small still voice and it will show the way. I wanna do better today than the day before. I wanna do better every way and more. Spirit, take my hand and steer me to the promised land. I wanna do better today than the day before. Let's do it one more time. Can we do it together? I wanna do better today than the day before. I wanna do better every way and more. Spirit, take my hand and steer me to the promised land. I wanna do better today than the day before. Let's do one more. I wanna do better today than the day before. I wanna do better every way and more. Spirit, take my hand and steer me to the promised land. I wanna do better today than the day before. Yeah, I wanna do better today than the day before. One more time. I wanna do better today than the day before. Thank you very much.
Another fine job, well done. And it's interesting, it just came out of the blue. And the color for imagination is blue. Because nothing happens by chance. You asked, Spirit answered. Another great song. I see a theme here, Jim. I think we could have a songbook that we could perhaps share with other unities. Because you've got a clue. Okay, and now it's time for us to show our gratitude for all the time, talent, and gifts that we received throughout the week. Instead of passing the bag by, okay, so, oh, no, we're not, are we doing sorry, we're switching up announcements. Are we doing, yes, we're going to do the offering first. So if, Lorraine, if you would get the 2 bags and just start them at one place, we're going to ask that you pass the bag from person to person rather than us handing the bag at the end of the line. And so the reason for that is if you have given an offering, you can put your hand over and bless the bag. There is much greater power in us doing that rather than just dropping in the odd envelope here and there and not giving the people that have taken the time to send their money through Tithely or e-transfer or some other way throughout the week with a check. This way everybody has an opportunity to truly touch and be a part of our growing prosperity. Yeah. How about that? Yeah, and gently, just gently hold your hand over the bag. Next week you can do it with gusto. Oh, and Now that we have gathered that, not only what's in the bags, but all the blessings that have been added to the bag, let's affirm that the prosperity together. Divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. So it is. And so if there's anyone here, I don't believe there's anyone here in the building for the very first time, is there? If there is, we're grateful that you're here, but maybe we have somebody online for the first time, or somebody's just found our YouTube channel. We are very grateful that you've chosen to spend some time with us, and we hope you will choose to return. And special announcements. Lovely new slide. Da 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 da. Oh, I shouldn't have flipped. Okay. June 23rd, so that's in 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks. We are going to have a very brief town hall meeting just to kind of keep you apprised of what's going on, but we're also having a barbecue. Yay! So remember, put that in your calendar that you're not going anywhere else for lunch. You're having lunch here with all your favorite peeps that you spend Sundays with, and sometimes during the week as well. And there will be a suggested love offering of $10 per person. And of course, everyone's welcome regardless of what they're able to give. And also on the same day, we are going to have a raffle fundraiser. So again, we're just changing things up a little bit. The prize will be a $100 gift certificate for Beer Town. So it's a restaurant here in London. Of course, yes, they have lots of options for beer, but they also have non-alcoholic beverages. They have a gluten-free menu. They have a plant-based menu. And then they also have burgers for those of us that like the other stuff. But a great restaurant here in town, a great way to, so they've donated a gift certificate. We're going to have a raffle. The tickets will be $10 each, or 3 for $20. And some wonderful person from Unity will get a chance to take me for lunch. Or someone else they love. But a little fundraiser and lots of fun. So we'll raise some fun and raise some funds. And Lorraine's going to have tickets ready next week, and she'll fill you in on a few more details. But those are the basics. So bring some cash. We're still searching for a new bookkeeper, so if you have any contacts, let us know. And there are job descriptions, copies of the job description available if it's someone that you know personally and they say, well, what's it entail? Well, you work with some great people. That's where you start. And we know that the right and perfect person will show up very soon. And, of course, Wednesday nights continue. This week, Kevin's Bacon Train. Trying to mess me up, Jim. Now, if there's going to be bacon, I think there's going to be more people show up. Come out this Wednesday, get some bacon, and hear some great music by Kevin. And maybe ride a train. And as always, you can send $10 by e-transfer to jimchapman@rogers.com, or just bring your cash to the door. Cash is still king for us here. And now we have our prayer for protection. So we'll affirm this together. The light of God surrounds me. I am the light. The love of God enfolds me. I am the love. The power of God protects me. I am the power. The presence of God watches over me. I am the presence. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. And as always, yay, God. And now we'll gather for our peace song. So as you go, remember to use your imagination gently. And it's Celebration Sunday. Yay! So anybody celebrating anything in the month of June, we invite you to come up and share what's going on, what good stuff's happening. Come on, Catherine, what's going on in the center here? So people, what?
What did we do?
I don't know.
We did it with gusto. Oh,
We
oh,
did it.
wrong week.
Oh, wrong week.
Wrong week.
Let's be gentle, Catherine.
oh.
Gently.